Hey guys. Hello, Angel. How are you? Hope everything is doing. Hope you're doing well. Again, thanks for the link to the RB Texas video. That was eye opening. What's up, Vlad? How's it going? I'm gonna go ahead and put this. If anybody wants to join today, I just want to talk about some of the stuff that happened yesterday with the whole all of the auditors. I don't want to do a video on it because it it was boring. I mean, a lot of stuff that they showed was just boring, so I didn't want to do a whole video. But if anybody would like to join the stream, there you go, right there. So how's everyone's Friday going so far? Right, it was a trip. And then if you're into Discord, Joe, Big Joe, he posted a GIF. It has Patrick with that look of his face, just like, oh my god, I'm being arrested, and it's like some guy behind. It's pretty funny. Good reason to join the Discord. Discord, all some crazy stuff in there. But yeah, man, it was a trip. Monkey got arrested. What was it? Patrick got arrested, and like two females. I don't know. I didn't recognize the female auditors. Maybe you guys know who they are. Maybe. Well, anyway, yeah, but it was a trip. I watched some of Extra Good Citizens. I think he didn't get arrested, so I think the interview will still be on with him. We hopefully we won't have to reschedule. I'll email him again tonight just to make sure. Oh, one is out. Oh, you don't know the female's here. He did, and he looked over at Earl and Selena, just like, "Are you guys going to do something?" They're like, and they're probably like, "What do you want me to do?" It's like, "There's nothing we can do, dude. You're done. It's game set match. You shouldn't have been writing a chop." And I was looking at some of the stuff because I looked at some of the comments on Earl's video, and someone said they can't arrest because of that. And he's halfway true and he's halfway wrong. According to the law, he can, but there are cases to where it's been thrown out because the police show favoritism because they don't arrest kids that are riding in chalk on the sidewalk. So certain cases have been thrown out because selectivism. So that was interesting. A shower? That is a good question, Angel. I have no idea. Yeah, what are you talking about, Denise? Please take a shower. KFC withdrawals. This is true. They don't write offensive garbage. That is true, Angel. They don't do that. Yeah, that's a good question. How much did they? Maybe I don't know. Probably a few. Probably a little bit. People like to give money, so yeah. Not a Discord fan. Oh well, some people are, but it's some interesting stuff. We have some very cool conversations in it. So, like I said, if you guys want to join it, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, I don't understand that either. That's really weird. Dude, this one's a good one right here. Well, children don't write if it's garbage, which is totally true. Oh yeah, you're right, Denise. They will. Oh, and did you see all the stuff that was put in RB Texas comments that I showed? Thanks to our good friend Angel for Animals who showed me this, and also we that's the person that said all the comments is also a viewer. She when she put a comment on the video that said she watched and she was surprised to see herself on there, so that was cool. Yeah, all night. Yeah, it's these win. Clap for you. So does anybody want to join and have a little fun in talking about Patrick and all these people? And oh, and did you guys see Earl's comment when the two girls were like rolling, not rolling around, but one of them was like on top of each other, like she was pinning her or something, and Earl catches it. He's like, oh, somebody get the dollar bills and tip and a super chat. Come on, guys. It's like, really, Earl? Really, bro? Is it really that hard to see why the charges, why what happened to him with comments like that? Not too far off, I don't think. You know what I mean? Yes, those are good things to give to, especially St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Those children really, really need it. What kind of charities do you give to? Yes, good job, Vlad. That's another good one. Yes, Angel Earl is a pig. Totally agree with you on that one. I used to see. I'll admit, like when I first started watching Auditors, he was one that I respected just because he wasn't disrespectful in the way he conducted his audits. Um, he did strike me as a little creepy before I found out about all the stuff. And then once I found out about all that stuff, I really just stopped watching because I'm like, I mean, I understand people will change, but if this were Hollywood or any other um, aspect of entertainment, they would be ran out of town. How is it in the auditor community? Seems to be the most forgiving community just because you are being mean, you are telling cops what to do. That just shows you the disdain and disrespect for law enforcement that is rampant in our country. And I think it's a damn shame. You don't see a whole lot of people that have had that sort of thing on their record be able to be as successful, at least in the entertainment sector, as you have auditors are doing that. RB Texas is trying, Anselmo and his many infractions and things he's done. Josh, I mean, just the list goes on and on and on and on. What do you guys think about all that? Do you think that's something that needs to be addressed, or what do you think makes it okay for them, but not other individuals in the entertainment sector? What's up, Taze? Oh, I see. I didn't know for a while, but yeah, that is amazing that she's going to allow it. She's a lot more forgiving than a lot of people, you know, a lot more forgiving. Me, I don't think I'd be able to do that either at all, or allow a child to grow up in at least the the alleged environment that RB Texas is claiming that they are living in a hotel room that apparently, from my understanding, they don't really pay for. So he doesn't have to pay rent. So basically, what all of the donations are going towards his legal problems, and I'm assuming food and supplies and all that for them. What's up, Taze? He lied about it for a very long time, saying he was 18 and she was 17. People believed him until the truth came out. Isn't that funny? They seem to give these auditors the benefit of the doubt, like, oh, well, he wouldn't lie to us about that. Knowing damn well any other sector, they wouldn't believe him. They try and give him a pass, which I guess is a good thing. You know, they're not just believing everything they hear, which is good, I guess, to a certain extent. But they are believing everything they hear just because they say it. And then truth comes out and they find out it's a bunch of stupid crap. Yeah, it's a pretty funny one. I like that. I like that one. Photoshop like a mug, but I thought it was hilarious. What's up, I could be? How are you doing today? Hey, everyone that's just coming in. We're just doing some talks about the arrest and anything else you guys would like to talk about. 4 people arrested, and I understand someone was saying that 1 or 2 are out or something like that. There's a few out. Is Patrick still in? I doubt he was able to get the bail money to get out. And if anybody would like to join me, you guys can click on this link, and you're more than welcome to come on in. And we can have a nice little conversation. Sorry about the video on Kern County. He has that stupid creative licensing. I hear he does a lot of strikes, so I was like, I didn't want to risk it. He seems like he's a stickler for stuff, especially in his video. So Costco, yeah, that was so stupid. Like, you have to show your receipt at Costco. You sign a membership that says so. And if you go in the comment section, he talks about, oh, you're not reading it properly. It says they're gonna it says they're going to inspect your receipt. Yes, it does say that. It doesn't say may. It says they will. Which, and if they didn't, the contract, they haven't, and they're asking to. It's not like Walmart. Walmart's different. Walmart, you can refuse. I don't show my receipt at Walmart because I just don't feel I need to. I've never been asked to show my receipt at Walmart either. They never stopped me. But at Sam's Club or Costco, I would expect it because in the contract. And he's lucky they let them keep filming. He kept saying, no, I can film because of this and that. Like, no, bro, it's private property. You can't film on private property. Okay, they're all out. Ah, okay. Okay, cool. Oh, yep, Damon Jones is back. Yeah, they are. They really are a stickler. But, it's their prerogative. Exactly. Exactly, Taze. It's a membership. Once you are in, you agree. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You could be upset, but that's it. Since Otto's case got arrested. Yeah. See, I didn't really follow the whole Otto situation because I don't know. He's just not a. I saw some of his videos finally for the first time. Guy's a nutcase, but from what I remember seeing, it looked like the cops just kind of walked up to him while he was holding the sign and just like took it out of his hands for one. Like that doesn't seem legal at all to me. It didn't definitely wasn't a legal arrest. I would agree from what I saw, from the angle I saw it at and all that. So they do have something there, but I think they just went a little too far going down there and then riding on the uh, sidewalk like that without making sure that they could do that because they're already pissed at him. So they're going to look for any little thing they can get to get him. My sister worked at Walmart and said it was mostly if your stuff was not in a bag or if it was on the bottom shelf of the cart. Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, see, I went to Walmart the other day and they were out of bags. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I've never been to Walmart before and they were out of bags. So I had to walk out with my stuff. I had the receipt I always carry my receipt in my hand just to show that I have it. I never show it to them. But yeah, I was told also it's just usually the big ticket items they're checking for. Well, yeah, no, I can understand that, Taze. I've never been asked, so I think maybe if I asked, I probably wouldn't like be I'd probably be like, whatever sort of thing about it, and then show it to them. But I've never been asked. I mean, I'll walk right out by them, and they don't ever say nothing. I think they're just like, well, we can't. But then you see all these videos on YouTube of people getting stopped by Walmart employees. I've never been stopped, and I don't ever show my receipt. So I don't know. I think if I had walked out with like a TV, I'd show just because yeah, I think that's fair enough. I mean, because someone could just walk in there, even though they usually keep that type of stuff locked up. But still, I would if I had a big ticket item. If I'm just in there for like a bag of Cheetos and a soda, it's like I'll have it out and handy, but I won't like go out of my way to show it to them. But I think if they asked, I probably would. But yeah, so what other news has been happening around? Oh, if you guys didn't know, December 15th is National Bill of Rights Day. And I want to hold a live panel on December 15th. So far, we're going to have Big Joe from my Discord server. So far, he's the only one that's going to be on it. We're going to be having a sort of celebration of the Bill of Rights. And I can almost guarantee I will probably be the only channel that's related to auditors that's going to do something like that. I bet you no auditor will, even though they're supposed to be fighting for the Bill of Rights and ensure that all that. I can't wait to see how many of them actually even mention the significance of December 15th. But if anyone else would like to join me and Joe on December 15th, I'm going to be having a live, and we're just going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. We're going to have a constitutional quiz. It should be, yeah, Joe, there he is. What up, Joe? How's it going? Joe Kaiser. He's going to be the one that's going to be on. We're going to have so brush up on your constitutional knowledge, Joe, because I'm going to give you a constitutional quiz. I just found it, and it's going to be great. Just wait, Joe. So brush up. Make sure you're knowledgeable so you can show off all that, the big brain on Joe Kaiser. What's up, Ben? How's it going? Oh yeah, I'm in California. Yeah, we pay for the bags too, like a dime to pay for the bags. I'm in Cali too, so yeah, it sucks paying for the bags, but whatever. It is what it is. And then they also want to get rid of the straws here too, which is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, be wary, Joe. It's gonna be fun. That would be pretty funny, Taste, if that happens. What are you guys' thoughts on the whole auto situation? From what I saw, it did seem like it was a unlawful arrest. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Hey, Joe, would you like to join in talk right now? If so, I don't know if you're free to do it, but if so, here's a link, and that's for anybody that would like to join in. But yeah, so what are some of your guys' thoughts on the auto situation? Did you guys catch the video, and what did you think? Was it did you guys think it was a legal arrest? Did the cops do something wrong, or was Auto in the wrong? Yeah, I know. I sometimes bring bags with me, not all the time though. But yeah, usually like you don't want to throw them away either because you paid for them. So you didn't see the auto arrest? I think it's somewhere on YouTube. Uh, I saw the case. Morgie put it in and Ben, they all put it in the Discord, so I got to see some videos on it, which was interesting. I started buying cloth bags when they sold them for $1, and now they're up to $5. Oh wow, jeez, that's a lot for a cloth bag. Yeah. Oh, this is a good one right here. I'm sick and tired of the stupidity in this community. There is a lot of stupidity in the community. I both. Between plastic and cloth, but I always forget. Yeah. So, Stauber, did you see? Did you do you have an opinion on the whole auto situation? Okay, that's cool, Joe. Whatever. Just want to throw the invite out there for anybody that would like to. Damn, they're up to $5. That's a lot for a damn cloth bag. So, so any keep in mind the truck of my car. Oh, you keep them all in the trunk of your car. Okay, cool. So, how's the weather at where everybody's at? It's nice and sunny today, but it's supposed to rain later on today. I think after 4. So about an hour, a little bit. But it doesn't look like it. There's not a freaking cloud in sight. Jesus. It's windy though, and no clouds. So who's all in here? It says we got 8. I see one, two, three, like 4 people talking. So there's like 4 that are just silent, not saying a word. Otto's homeless man who was supposedly camping with children in a truck. That is considered. That's what I hear. I heard he also got a bunch of money to fix his truck, and he got a bunch of money to put. I think it was his girlfriend at the time in a hotel. So you know, I mean, but like people are going to give money to these individuals, and it's up to them. They can give whoever whatever money they want. We have an opinion about it, and shoot, if they're gonna give money, they can give me money. I'll take some money. Shit. What up, Morgie? All right, Angel, have a good one. Smoky and hot. Oh, you guys got a fire nearby? 28 degrees. Jeez, man, that is, whoo, God, ow. That's like too cold. That's too cold. Is it snowing or just cold? Facebook. Every Sunday, Facebook has food trucks that sell bags. It sells groceries for $15 or $60 value, and the bags they come in are real high quality. Oh wow, that's cool. You live near Facebook. You should go in there and audit Facebook. That'd be hilarious. To stand out front. Actually, I think I did see somebody audit Facebook at one point. I can't remember who it was. It might have been California Guardian. He does stupid, crazy crap like that. Or somebody. It's got a 3K for moving expenses, 800 plus for the truck and airfares to get to Texas. Jeez, 3 freaking thousand. Goodness, good God, man. No wonder he's out there talking all this crap to the cops because that's what got him his money. That's his bread and butter. It's not about defending anybody's rights. So, with that being said, we already know he's not going to say anything about National Bill of Rights Day at all. I will because I care about the Constitution. Not saying they don't care about the Constitution, but you know, they're not going to follow up on stuff like that, which you'd think they would. But hey, to each their own, right? To each their own. Me, I'm Northern California, NorCal. Judo Johnny. I don't know who Judo Johnny is. It might have. I don't know. I thought maybe um it was somebody. But I want to say Cal Guardian, but I don't know. He didn't do a Vladi flop at the end, so maybe it wasn't California Guardian. Vladi flop. was so freaking hilarious. They pushed me. Even the officer was like, "Come on, man, get the fuck out of here with that stupid shit." 3K was to set him up in a house for him and his kids in Denver, and he pissed it away. That's just moving to Texas. Maybe I'll set up an eBay. There you go. Texas, man. I lived in Texas for a while. It was hot. It was humid. It was horrible. I love the people there, but the weather, like 80 degrees and humid at 1 o'clock in the morning, just ridiculous. You wake up 5 a.m. It maybe it's gone down a degree or two, and it's still humid. The whole time I was in Texas for over a year, it wasn't humid on one occasion. One occasion. Even when it's raining, it's humid. It's ridiculous. Oh, okay. You like California Guardian. I'm not a fan of California. What do you like about California Guardian, Jet? What do you like about it? You have a California Guardian fan, guys. Furry Potato, what about him or um Furry Potato? I personally don't like Furry Potato. The reason I don't like Furry Potato is because Furry Potato likes to instigate a lot, like going around to different places, like aeronautics places, and just talking in gibberish that could sound foreign. It doesn't help with the stigmata that this nation has of all Muslims are terrorists. There's a big scare about that still, even to this day. Even though 9/11 was so long ago, we still have that stigmata. I kind of liken it to the Trump hysteria. Everyone's all up in arms about Trump. Oh my God, we got to get him out of here. It was the same thing for Muslims back in the day, remember? And we still have that. And in my mind, furry is continuing that trend, and and she's capitalizing on it. And I don't think that's right. Sure, it might be entertaining, but it's just not right. You're not helping the situation, and that's personally why I don't like furry. And just very confrontational, even just to the public, not just to the employees. Uh, it's just I don't agree with it. Hey, what's up, Chief? Yeah, I agree. Otto was abusing his children. Oh, hold up, I just went too far. Otto was abusing his children. He was dragging them all around the country, camping with you children in a truck. It's not camping. We the people are paying for Otto children through welfare. I didn't know he was on welfare. That's interesting. Otto donate to Mental Guardian while others were donating to him. Oh, okay. All right, I just asked about furry. No, it's false of document corruption. Oh, okay. Furry Potato came through my town and harassed homeless folks. Yeah, I actually finally saw the Patrick video where he was harassing homeless people. Anybody that sees that video and claims he was not harassing those homeless people is just, I don't see how you could not see that as harassment. It was ridiculous. You mean the defensive buildings that create weapons, which will be our demise? Well, yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter what they're doing. You're going around talking in uh, language that sounds Muslim. You're trying to create fear there, and that's what she's banking on. She knows it's going to get a response, so that's why she does it. Oh wow, I haven't been watching the news, so I don't know anything about the Pensacola shooting. There's corruption, but yeah, there's not a whole lot of corruption. Have you noticed that more police lobbies are smaller and don't have front desk access, but you have to call to an officer? Yeah, that is interesting. And then you still have these small cities with big police buildings and lots of stuff. Maybe Furry will show them that a person looking like a Muslim isn't always dangerous. No, you're right. That is true. She could be doing that. I'll definitely I can concede that. But maybe then at the end of the video and before the video starts, say this is educational to show the stupidity of people. But instead, no, it's just she does it and then gets a reaction, asks for the waits for the cops to be called, and then says you can film here or whatever, and it doesn't make any attempt to say, hey guys, this was made to show the stupidity of being, racist against Muslims. So I can see what you're talking about, but at the same time, she's not backing it up. She's just doing it, being done, moving on to the next one. There's nothing learned there. Nothing learned at all. What other country builds wall? China, Taze. Remember, China did, and it didn't work out too well for China either. So I don't see why we think it's going to work for us, right? Yeah, I agree. That was Patrick. He totally harassed. I haven't seen the video. Furry supposedly harassing homeless. I don't know if Furry would do that because I've heard that Furry, donates to homeless, so I won't say anything. But then again, I heard Patrick does, but we saw what happened there. Yes, there it is. Shala Mahala Ali Akbar. Yeah, it's not anything, but it could be construed if you don't know the language. He harassed a homeless family who didn't speak much English. Oh, well, that's not cool. Can't something be done with these audit? That is a good question, Danielle. And I think if you call your local police stations, post offices, places these auditors like to go, and inform them of what auditors do, refer them to maybe some videos, you could show them that this is what they possibly could deal with. Excuse me. I mean, that's all I can think of to do. Just inform them so they'll know, and they'll know to behave appropriately. Because if they do that, they're not going to keep coming back, and eventually they'll run out of places to go. The audits won't be entertaining. People will stop watching them, and the fade phase will die off. That's the best thing we can do. And we can also hope they all grow up and decide to take their battles to court and not the streets, because they've been doing this for years and not a whole lot's been accomplished. Oh yeah, corruption, and I think you're not going to get out of the corruption in government. I think they kind of go hand in hand because we as humans are fallible. The children are being taken care of through the welfare system, while Otto goes on his way and does nothing to support his children. Oh, that sucks. Camera is a focus for some. Hey, Jet, would you like to come in and maybe talk about this? I think we could have a good conversation. Here is a stream you are for anybody that would like to join the stream and join a panel and talk about some things. All right, what do we got? The Vatican is surrounded by a wall. Yeah, but the Vatican isn't part of the United States. The Vatican's own little thing. It's its own entity. Yeah, see, there you go, Morgan. There it is. It is. It's a country. Yeah, the Vatican is considered a country. It's not a city or a state or anything. Furry is out for confrontations for a lawsuit. That could be very true, Stallbird. I'm not saying that's not true. I'm not saying it is, but it could be. They are fighting to expose the corruption. There is horrible corruption and violations of our constitutional rights. Jet, I would agree with you. However, I would say that their fight is not with the street level cops, the street level employees. They need to go at a much higher level, because with arguing with a police officer, telling them this is wrong, that's not going to accomplish anything. They have to follow a chain of command. They can't just go up to the police chief and say, hey, this is what this is. They have to follow a chain of command, and it might not all the way go up there. Even if they wanted to help change that, they're not going to be able to do that very, very well. You, as a citizen, or me as a citizen, have a lot more say so. We could go straight to the top. We can go to our city council meetings. We could, if you want to film them, you could film the city council meetings to show either they're addressing it or they're not addressing it. What's his face? As much as I didn't like him, who is it? Breaking the Flaw. He actually did go to city council meetings. I've seen Clash with Bow go to council meetings. Those are the places they need to go to get change accomplished, not at the police stations. I would be like Joe Pesci in Casino if I ran into an auditor when he told a guy he would put him in the hospital, and by the time he gets out of the prison, he's come out of his coma. Hey, you guys, made it to my first Kingdom. What up, Pat? How's it going? Otters are corrupt in their own right. There you go, Maury. That's a very good furry is a man. Okay, Pat. So if anybody, like I said, wants to join, I already put it up there. You got to scroll up, or maybe for everyone that's just joined. Oh wow, we have 17 people in here. Hey everyone, welcome. If you would like to join and let your voice be heard, you guys can go ahead and click on here and we can get started. Other than that, we're just having a nice conversation. Earlier, we talked about the auditor arrest. I told everyone I'm not going to do a video on it because it's pretty boring stuff. It's what you expected. They're protesting and they're doing it peacefully, which is great and it's protected. They can do that. They were arrested for writing chalk on sidewalk. I think it was Texas Penal Code 38.08, I believe. I'm sure you guys will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 38.08. And it fits, but they could beat it due to the fact that there have been cases where it's been thrown out because cops don't arrest or cite kids for doing that. But Angel pointed out a very good point. The kids don't put all kinds of, they don't have fuck the police and all this stuff in the writings. But then again, that could be protected under the First Amendment of free speech. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm definitely going to be following. I'm sure you guys will follow it. I'll keep you updated on all that stuff. I'm sure not just me. Desert Sentinel will. Ben, who likes to come in here, will. A lot of people will. We'll just make sure, even if you don't want to watch the shit show, you'll have some sort of, thing. You missed my point. Everyone not born here wants to be here because this is the greatest country on earth. Yeah, that's true. That is the thing. And a lot of people, and I think a lot of people that are born here take advantage, not take advantage, but don't take advantage of it. There's a lot of people that do come here from different countries that are a lot more successful because they know what it's like to not have anything, and then they come here and have all these freedoms, and they really flourish. You know? Hmm. I live in Nebraska, and I was shocked how crudely are just not the public. Yes, breaking the flaw. I did delete his channel, Ben. It was amazing. Yes, Taze. I think we all notice that because I don't know. All right, how many? Who? All right, let's put it. This would be easier question. Who wasn't blocked from Josh's channel? I was blocked. Was anyone actually not blocked from Josh's channel? Hey, Maggie, how's it going? Hey, Susan. Oh, sorry, Maggie. I don't know what's going on. Is it better now? Ah. So, what sort of things did you not like about it, Morgie? Susan, you were blocked too? Yep, me too. It took a while for me to get blocked. I don't think Josh was the one that actually blocked me, but I did get blocked eventually. Yes, Maggie, you did. Thank you for making it. Thanks for everybody that's here. It's pretty good. Nice turnout. We had 20 people at one point. We had 19 now, so this is pretty good. Yes, Josh is totally a felon. So is Anselmo. So is most auditors seem to be felons. There's only one auditor that I know of that is not a felon, and that is uh, what's his name? Nasty Nathaniel. He's one that I know is not a felon, at least from my understanding. In fact, I understand he hasn't been arrested yet, which is a pretty phenomenal feat for an auditor, if you ask me. Oh yeah, Cuba, man, freaking Fidel Castro and his brother, his uncle, I think is in charge of Cuba right now. Yes, I agree. Exposing corruption is the number one thing. The latest with Josh, from what I understand, the his court case on the robbery was postponed for weather, and then the other one I think had a continuance. The battery on Danielle was continued, I believe. Johnny 50. Okay, so there's another one. Johnny 50 isn't a felon. Hey, what up, A Balance? So Johnny 50 isn't a felon. Okay, so I'm sure there's quite a few that aren't. I'm pretty sure. Um, oh, A Balance, would you like to join in? Oh, wow. Okay. Thanks, A Balance. I had no idea about that one. Anyway, that's joining. If you would like to join, just, shit, whatever, you guys can go in. Yeah, Josh is still in jail. Josh probably won't be out till at least next month, will be my guess. I'm not sure when he goes to court again. Ben, if Ben is still in here, um, he'll be able to. He knows more about that than I would. Maybe Morgie. I don't know, Morgie. Do you know when his next court date is? Or maybe A Balance might too. Oh, you switch up your format. Cool. Yeah, with this whole new thing coming, like in what 4 days? I don't know though, A Balance. I don't know if the terms are really going to affect channels like you. I don't think I can't be for sure, but in my opinion, I don't think it will. But then again, I don't know a whole lot, but I'm thinking they're more. It's more geared towards getting the channels that are like the sock account type channels. That would be my guess, but that's just a guess, like I said. But a corrupt cop can make you a felon. Yes, that is true, Jet. There are a lot of corrupt cops out there that will do the wrong thing, and I think history will can attest to that. December 20th is his. All right, there we go. So December 20th is Josh's next court date. Dr. Sean Berry. I don't think I've seen any. Hey, what's up, Rogue Nation? I don't think I've seen Dr. Sean Berry, but I'll have to check them out. So yeah. Also, A Balance, what did you think of the whole shit show that happened yesterday? You too, Rogue Nation. What did you guys think of the shit show that happened in Texas? Yes, Jeff. A Balance is the man. I really enjoy his lives. He gets to the bottom of a lot of shenanigans that happen. Oh, Susan, you don't think corrupt cops make you a felon? What do you think then, Susan? Be interesting to get your take on this. A PhD. Nice. I want to thank everyone that's joining. You didn't mention that Casey Cameron boy was using a handicap placard at Costco, though he seems to be. I Okay, I'm back. I don't know what happened. My phone, not my phone, my laptop died. But I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm still here. Like I said, my thing died, so sorry. But I'm back. Thanks, guys. Oh, I'm glad no one left. Or a few people there to come back. All right, let's see. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm back. They're back with chalk. Okay. Yeah, Bucket Boy. I try to look for his channel. Does he have a channel that he actually posts content on? But it's one that people keep showing me. Doesn't have anything. I see him filming with Anselmo, but he never posts anything. So maybe there's a channel he's posting on. Either that, or is he doing like what Hot Trail Truck Girl did? She would film, but she would never post anything. That's what I'm thinking he's doing. I think that's too. See, I always see Defend on A Balance's channel, but I've never actually watched any of his stuff. Okay, thanks, Maggie. I'm glad. Yes, I'm back. So, does anybody like to join? We could have a little talk. I really love to talk. If Amos, you would join, I'm sure everyone would appreciate that. Or maybe Taze, you're funny as hell. I'm sure you got some good funny stuff. If anybody can, that'd be awesome. Let me see if I have to. I think I have to. Oh, here we go. That's what I wanted. That's what I want. Oh no, there's nothing like that. I wasn't muted. My laptop died, so it went off. Hello, Peachy. How's it going? Glad you could join. Wow, this is a pretty good turnout. Thank you, everyone. This is wonderful. Jenny, what's up? Crown Fort Worth is going to be auditing with Nobad, aka Granite's X. Oh, well, that's interesting. God, Carolina, man, she's interesting. She is a very, very interesting auditor. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about that. All right, Taze. Well, thanks for hanging out, and hope to see you guys next time. Hope to see you next time. Captain Fucktard Fraud Gary Snowflake lives free in those losers' heads. Oh, are you talking about Gary Snow, the guy that's going around actually calling out the auditors? I think is who you're talking about, or are you talking about someone else? Can I offer you gun on stream and show my ball? No, because then I would be banned, and I don't want to be banned. So don't do that, Rooster. Be nice. May, what's up? Get back to work. Is that? Are you trying to imply he doesn't work, May? That's not very nice. So you're not a fan of Gary, or you are? You're saying that he's doing a good job and keep making sure. That was funny. I saw his confrontation with those three or four of them. Was it? It was I can't remember who it was. It was a few of them. Like Rice Krispie treats, or that guy weirdo. Yeah, see, I saw that, but he doesn't. He has like two or three videos, and he doesn't post anything that he's doing with Anselmo. The sound cut out, and I didn't hear your reply to my comment. Oh, okay, right. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, Casey Camera Boy. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I did forget to mention he was in a placard. Uh, and he was in a handicap spot. He could have had the placard. Doesn't necessarily mean the placard is his though. It could have been his. I don't know much about him, so I can't say for sure. But yeah, he was in a handicap. Like he said, he had one. I don't know if he did. He didn't cut around to the front of this thing, but it could be his girlfriend's or his wife's. like I said when I ended the video, I don't think he was using his own car. I think he was smarter than that, than to bring his own car. So I'm assuming he probably still does have a Costco membership because they didn't get any information, enough information to get rid of his Costco account. So, like I said, he could perpetrate like he's like it was a success. He got away with it when he technically did, but he shouldn't have if they could have identified him. But more likely, he's probably not going to go back in that particular Costco because they probably recognize him. You know, ask AB when his new format will debut. Okay, A Balance. Taves would like to know when your new format is going to debut. And what is your new format? I'm interested about this. This should be interesting. Oh, you're only joking, man? Okay, cool. Yeah, Gary does own them. It's great. He's pretty funny. Did he get enough? Did he get enough viewers so he can start going live on uh oh to he doesn't need to get the viewers to go live. If he downloads Mobies in live, he can go live without the 1,000 subscribers. When before I got this, that's what I did used to do go live on my phone without the 1,000 subscribers. So let him know that if he doesn't quite have it, he'll be able to do it then. Well, hey, Balance, you're more welcome to join and talk about your new format on here if you would like. I mean, it's up to you, but you're totally more than welcome to. It's mine, Peachy, but you're more than welcome to join if you would like. I'll go ahead and add the link if you guys would like. I'd love to have you guys on. So it doesn't feel like I'm talking to myself. There you guys go. If anybody wants to join. We need an army of anti-frauders out doing it. Yes, I agree, Legal. That is what we need. More people need to be empowered to go out and do this to ensure that the auditors are being watched because they're not. And they are performing as if they aren't being watched. You can't use someone else's handicap placard. I agree. And like I said, Andrew, I'm not saying that's what he was doing. I personally don't know him, so I don't know. But one thing I found entertaining about Casey Cameron Boy is he likes to go get public records requests, and he does it with all pennies. I mean, it's kind of messed up, but it's kind of humorous at the same time. He's like, it's legal tender. They can't really deny it. So it's kind of funny that they have to sit there and count it out while he's there. So that's kind of funny. That's actually one of the first videos I ever saw of his when he went in. He got his public records request. He was really friendly about it, but yeah, he made him count out all the pennies. It was actually quite funny. Two people disagree about poster 7. I take it they are wrong. I haven't heard anything. I mean, their arguments are not very good. I mean, poster 7 is drawn out. I mean, even without that extra added bit of, is this legal if it is not? When you read poster 7, it reads like without permission, and unless there's some sort of meeting, you can't film in a lobby of a post office. I mean, it says it right there. To argue that is just, I don't know, stupid. And like I was saying before, I think the addition of the camera in these situations is making the people do not want to lose their job. They're just like, you know what? I'm not sure, so I'm just going to err on the side. I'm just going to err on the side of reason and just agree with them. That way, I don't lose my job because, unfortunately, if they're wrong and they tried to, even if they're right, but they did it in a way that was detrimental to the post office, they could lose their job, and nobody wants to lose their job. Hey, yeah, the more the merrier. Oh, A Balance, what's up? That's the stream. Hey, A Balance, how's it going, bro?
What's going on, Kenny?
Not bad. Good to see you on. Thank you for joining me.
Well, it was a spur of the moment thing, man. I was just, it's 5 o'clock here. So it's like, you know what? I've got no daughter for the weekend, and it's looking like these guys are getting up to no good in Texas. And I mean, it's a real spectacle to watch, to be honest with you, and watching them in their glory. And you know, it's interesting to see the social dynamics amongst them.
It really is, and I really tried to watch some of the different videos that each person was posting, but it was like boring. It's like people talk about how boring the whole. I found the impeachment trial a little bit more entertaining than what they were doing. The most entertaining part to me was when they were drawing on the thing and being they got arrested. That was entertaining, and then watch Earl make a simple fool of himself by saying all this stuff that just points out more that he's a sex offender. You know what I mean? Just other than that, it was boring.
Well, look what they did last night, and I understand that they're activists and they want to get their message across, and I respect it. But I mean, when you start to include YouTube as a major component to this little activism machine that they generate with whatever it is they're doing, they're sleeping on a church pew in the lobby all night long. For what reason? In the police station, wrapped in a blanket, and they're streaming each other do it.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. I'm really actually surprised that they let them sleep in the lobby. Honestly,
it sounds so insignificant for me to nitpick on, and I'm not throwing it at them to make fun of them. But I mean, think about if you didn't have YouTube or those cell phones, and you're trying to get something done here. Why is it all of a sudden this big drawn out circus like event that you have to drag everybody through every time? If you want it to be effective in your activism, and that's what your true motive was here, don't you think you would go about it in a completely different way? They want to over dramatize or, I guess they want to demonstrate to their audience that they're working or they're doing something by streaming this onto YouTube for AdSense money right now, which is nothing wrong with that. But then again, look at the content that they're pushing down the tube. I mean, well, to me, it's ridiculous to me, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I know it's its own thing, but it's a bit much. That's all. But I did like to watch Patrick, and I liked it for all the other reasons, right? But you know, from an outsider looking in, somebody else's perspective. But I get what they're doing. You know, I watch enough of it, Kenny, and so do you. But it's interesting to talk about, and that's what I like. Fuck, did you leave me hanging? Well, looks like it's just me. Well, what can we do? Fucking bailed out on me. That shitty, it's that shitty, what was he on, a laptop? Well, may as well watch some TV while he's gone. Let's go to, let's try this. All right, it says I'm the show now. Oh, he has to press that in. I guess I can't bring it in myself. I'm sharing my screen, but you can't see it on your side. Well, it's not very entertaining, is it? So let's read some comments. What's some live comments here? I'll scroll back up, guys. Just give me one moment. Let's see. I guess I don't have to do anything. I'll just read some comments, guys. So Kenny Klein, the last time Kenny Klein threw it down there I am. Welcome to live chat. Where are we here? Damn, Maggie, thanks. 8675309. Who sang that? Who sang that song? Which 80s band? 5150. Hey, Reba. Maggie McKay. Theresa. Hello. Jeez, did you see that? Yeah, I guess you did see that last night with DDT and Caroline in Fort Worth. Oh, God. Watching all those guys in their glory. I just thought, you know what? I'll just stay out of there. I won't even troll. I haven't even trolled. I said hello to Otto yesterday, and the dude got triggered. He got so fucking triggered. I thought he was going to cause an accident. He got so bent out of shape. So, oh my God, just stories that must go on. So he's around, not now, maybe later. Who I don't know if Rick Rude's correct. He dropped out in junior high school. That's unfortunate. I mean, poor guy. I mean, I think I would assume he can read and write, but I've noticed that there's some question about that. So maybe that might be an interesting conversation piece. And it's not laughing at his lack of knowledge or intelligence, but here's something you could help somebody with. Andrew's probably been running or avoiding that for a long time. And that would make sense to see as to how he's developed into such a fanatic. And he is a fanatic to the point where he's irrational. And it affects his life and other people's lives in a negative manner. And just because it's his right to do it to the government, he doesn't have to be such a dick and take up so much time of, whoever he happens to come across. It's been mostly in Jenks, though, so it's not a big deal. He's had that ankle monitor on for a long time, but I believe that's off, and he is in Texas now, obviously. Hey, backstage. I'll see. I don't see you, Peachy Rider. I'm just assuming that he didn't plug his laptop in, or his battery. His battery's kind of at that point where I've got an old piece of shit like that right in front of me, where the battery doesn't seem to work as it should, and whatever. Anyway, sorry to bother you guys or bore you. Let's see what else is happening here. Sean. Okay. I'm just reading through comments, guys. Sorry. So what the fuck were we just talking about? Oh. So what do you think? What should I talk about? So Monkey brought that sidewalk chalk down from Denver, and that's the old drywall that they use in front of the courthouse. That shit, they use that shit because it's such a pain in the ass to get off. But I mean, that's probably was a factor in their crime too. And I did hear some rumors that these officers are going on these videos on YouTube after the fact, and it's been or they've filed charges or went after the folks afterwards. And I was just curious if anybody in the audience has heard of that, and if so, maybe which cases do you know that happened on? Now, Jesus Christ, guys. Oh, there we are. I can't do anything. I'm trying to fool around backstage and push buttons, but what do you do? Washable chalk. Is that what they use, Theresa? Well, the arrests, Patrick got arrested, and it wasn't drywall. That's spreading misinformation on my part. It was chalk. Well, you know what I mean? But I guess it was the so Patrick got out. Does anybody know how much money that he was? I guess I could bring that up right now, couldn't I? So Patrick Roth. I wish I could share my screen, make things easier. Oh, Kenny, thank God. I'm fucking dying up here, man. I'm supposed to be a host of show, and I'm not even prepared. I just smoked a doob, and I thought we were going to chill and talk. What happened to your laptop?
It's turned off again. I'm going to add Peachy. She's been on. I'm sorry, Peachy. Let me add you now. Add to stream.
Somebody needs to pick up my loose ends here.
All right. Hey, Peachy, how's it going? Welcome. Okay, well, she's added.
Must have caught her sleeping.
Oh, yeah. I was on, sorry, my other device in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Kenny. Hi, A-Balance.
Hi, Peachy.
So what is your opinion on this whole...
Shit, I can't hear Kenny, and I'm probably talking over him. Let me go out and come back in. That's a problem with my iPhone. I apologize.
Was it something I said?
No, she went back out because there's something wrong with her iPhone. She's going to try and re-enter.
Yeah. So What do you think about the arrests yesterday?
I think
Did you see it coming?
Oh, of course. There was no doubt. It was just a question of what they were going to get him on. And when I saw them writing on the sidewalk, I'm like, this doesn't look good. And so that's what they got him on. And then I was looking in one of Earl's, I was looking in his comments, and someone said, "Oh, the code they got him on doesn't count." So it's like, I looked at it, I'm
Code
like,
they got him on.
no, it fits. It fits. But then I did a little bit more research into it, and it does fit. But the problem is, it might end up getting dismissed because of prejudice, because they don't go around arresting kids that right on the sidewalk. So they're having cases that have taken down because of that. So it's possible that nothing's going to happen to them, or they could end up getting a bunch of shit. I guess it just depends on the judge and if they decide to take it further. All right, let's try and add Peachy again. All right, Peachy, let's try this round 2. How's it going?
I can hear you. Yay. I'm well. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
So we were just talking about the whole Texas arrest. A-Balance told me how he felt about that. I just said, and now let's get your opinion.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I think that if they were doing something unlawful, then just give them a citation. I
They
think
wrote
that they were
"fuck the police," didn't they? Sorry, Peachy.
No, that's okay. No, of course I don't think they should have been arrested. And I think if they were arrested, let them out as soon as possible. But it's retaliation, and they left them in forever, till, I don't know, 25, 26 hours. And I
So
think that's
what makes that
ridiculous.
retaliation? What makes that retaliation, Peachy? See,
To
I just
me,
would have thought if you're out on the sidewalk in front of the courthouse. Sorry, Peachy, I don't mean to come at you or anything, but
no, it's okay.
if you're in front of the courthouse and you know what's going on, you're probably watching the streams. You see Carolina News Now Houston. It's a big event. You're going to be on high alert for this nonsense. Shut it down. They didn't make a big scene out. What Eric Brandt big scene means, but I mean, it was what it was, and it just so happens, they have to arrest them for something. So it's not like they went out of their way to do it out of vengeance, or like there wasn't any real big reason for it other than what it was. It's just daily business.
Yeah, I think you're
business as usual.
I think kind of you guys are both right. I think it was business as usual, but at the same time, I think they saw them out there drawing on the sidewalk. They're like, man, I don't like what they're doing. They're like, but wait a minute, they're breaking the law. Hey, they're breaking the law. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like it's legal, but it could be construed as retaliation a little bit, I think. But that's why I think you guys are kind of both right on that, because it was all legal. The cops weren't doing, I don't think they were going out of their way. They just happened to be doing it right in front of their police station, which was stupid, and they got caught. That's what happened. That's my opinion.
Well, I misspeak all the time, and people scrutinize every word anyone says on YouTube, of course. So I really,
it's okay, Peachy.
I really meant retaliation as far as once they were arrested, that many people who get arrested, excuse me, can maybe get out within a few hours. And in the retaliation, I believe, in my eyes, not just their arrest, but as they were arrested, is keeping them in there a lot longer than what they should have. They have to stay in there that long.
That's true. That's true. And you do audits yourself, right, Peachy Writer?
The only audits I've done pretty much is trying to audit getting my concealed carry weapon permit, and that didn't turn out so well for me. So yeah, I was trying to film the whole process. I was denied in one government building services because I was filming, and I was assaulted in that building, and then I was assaulted again later that night with retaliation at the hospital. It's a long story, but then I did go to downtown Atlanta and applied for my CCW without filming, because I am smarter than the average bear. I wanted just to, get my permit and not jeopardize just because I wanted to film everything. But my mistake was, or you can say it was a mistake, I went back 2 weeks later to check to see if the judge had signed off on my CCW, and they arrested me for filming. They said they said erase my footage or go to jail, and I went to jail.
Okay.
So it was the same thing as I went to jail. I had a $50 bond, and they kept me in there for 27 hours, which was ridiculous. I could have been out within 4 or 5 hours, but they kept me in there for almost two. It's just, yeah, it was ridiculous. So yeah, I've cop watched. So I've taken about 10 steps backwards. I put a halt on that after my arrest, and because I am smarter than the average bear. I'm not a good jailbird. I don't want to continue going to jail, and I've been supporting in other ways. But I like to get back out there, and I have some. I haven't quit. I just kind of slowed down.
Okay, great. So we have someone else who would like to join us, Odinn. So I'm going to go ahead and join in and Odinn in the screen.
So did you see that drone that was up in the air yesterday?
Okay, Kenny, Kevin, you were wrong. It wasn't the police station. It was the courthouse, and the law they were arrested on was marking of another property. They weren't on a public sidewalk. They were on the property. They were marking.
Right. It was like Texas Penal Code, like 30.
Wasn't it criminal mischief?
Yeah, criminal mischief. Yeah.
Yeah, criminal mischief.
Right.
They weren't arrested because they were chalking.
All right. Thanks for that correction, Odinn. So, getting back to the Texas situation, Peachy, did you see that coming? Them getting arrested?
I'm sorry. Repeat your question, Kenny.
Did you see them being arrested coming from the beginning of the whole situation?
I did, and I think to myself, if I were in that whole big group, would I had been chalking with them? That's my big question in my mind. I'm thinking, would have I been doing that and have been arrested along with them? But yes, I saw them get arrested, and immediately I thought about Eric Brandt getting arrested in Denver for chalking, and I believe somebody said he spent 90 days in jail for that. But
that was a different situation.
Okay. Well, yeah. So to answer your question, yes, I did see them get arrested, and then immediately I thought about Eric, and then I thought I would have thought about Eric and him getting arrested, and I don't think I would have partook in those activities there if I were in Texas because of being afraid of being arrested.
Why did they originally make it for the 5th of December? Do you remember? Just being a preliminary hearing and all. What was significant of December 5th?
It was a child custody or whatever they called it.
Yeah, okay.
And the thing with Eric Brandt, it was Egyptian board, and Egyptian and chalk are two different beasts, two different animals, two different states, two different laws.
Yep.
You guys got to stop and get your head out of your ass and look at, okay, that's Colorado, this is Texas, two different things. Yes, Colorado, you can do stuff that you can do in Colorado, you can't do in Texas.
Well, yeah. I understand that. I'm just thinking, to myself, what if I were there and being with a group, would I have participated in that? Is what I'm thinking to myself, and then it just immediately, I just thought about Eric and what he went through.
Well, other than the fact that they look like a bunch of fucking idiots. Like, I mean, I wouldn't even put myself in that situation. I would probably film them from across the street because of the circus they put on. Like,
yeah,
it was a spectacle. It was exactly what they planned it to be.
Oh yeah, it was totally what they expected it to be. I would totally agree with you. All right, so we have a question for the panel from somebody. Kay's Auditor Stuff Like Hell wants to know, why does the community embrace sex offenders so much, you guys think?
Well, I don't
If you
know
think that
if
at
they
all.
embrace them so much as they've been uncovered in this particular movement, and I'm
Okay.
sure it's it's not overly different than anywhere else,
Well,
any other sort of
I don't
movement.
know. I don't know about that because I think with any other movement, the sex offenders would be called out and exiled from the movement, as opposed to the auditing community seems to maybe embrace is a wrong word, but it seems to practice a lot more forgiveness, which is good. I mean, we should all forgive people for what they do, but the auditing community seems to be a little bit more forgiving. I think maybe.
No, embrace would be a good word because look at
Okay.
News Now Houston, for example. Look how good he's embraced. Nobody calls him out, or a couple,
Uh,
but nobody else.
I
And
disagree. What?
this is
Okay.
a still young. This is a young, still a young movement in that regards too. So there,
That's 4
not a
years
whole lot of
old.
time has passed to
That's
analyze it.
Okay.
Right?
4 years
Look.
old.
Okay. Odin, look at the average citizen, the average person, I should say, and look how many people support him in his chats, and it's not this community, pretty much. It's just the average Joe Blow. So, as a society, that's what blows my mind. Even when people are outed, people don't give a fuck. I don't support anyone like that in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Well, what
And
about
just
from their
like,
perspective, Peachy? If from their perspective, they're probably already isolated somewhat from the rest of the world, and this for them, they see, it's the First Amendment, it's freedom of speech. They might be more accepted, so it's not unheard of. Of course, you don't want to put it all on the auditors and say, "Why are you accepting of pedophiles and sex offenders?"
well, and that's what they're
It's
doing.
just the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
Well, some people are, yes, I would agree,
Yeah.
but not everybody. And of course,
Yeah.
I think we can all agree. None of us like to generalize. You don't like to be
Oh, no.
that specific, right?
No.
But I mean,
Okay, who has called out Earl?
Yeah, that's the question. Who has called out Earl? Yeah.
now, Odin, I've got a question in regards to Earl. Is Earl, despite his past, he still has quite a bit of stuff in front of the courts right now? And do you think that is why that? Do you think that's why maybe people don't want to talk about it so freely? Is maybe what I'm trying to say.
That's a good possibility because they want to actually have justice for whomever.
Mhm.
And my beef with him is why is he using the movement to further gain his profit for his personal problems and not for the First Amendment problem?
And he was well established before anybody knew about his excuse me, history on the internet, was he not? Like,
I believe so.
so it would probably be difficult for a lot of the people or his diehard supporters to be convinced of that so easily, I would say. I don't know. There's
I
lots
mean,
of.
I'm sorry, Balance. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, please. I was stammering on anyway.
I was
Go
just
ahead.
gonna say that Theresa has entered, so she's
Hi-
Theresa R.
Hi, Miss Theresa.
Hello.
Hello, Teresa.
How many times can we call out people, though? I mean, once they've been exposed and called out, I mean, do we just continue just throwing stones at them in the street?
Why
Well, you have
not?
to look at like its countermeasure. Do you know what I mean? For everything that they do, it's a public safety. If there's a sex offender and he's on the internet, well, you see how easily people can get swept. There's new people every day that start following them.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they're out there in the community and they're, so prominent or trying to latch on and leech from the community, well, it is a public, it's of public interest that they, they're whatever they're doing is known.
But what I'm saying is, somebody said, why aren't we calling him out? Do you mean when he goes and supports, when he was there in Texas? Why isn't someone calling him out on camera?
Oh,
Is that
no.
what
So
is that what people
why
mean?
don't you? No, well, why don't you define what that means? What does it mean to you? Calling them out, like, do you mean through a video and actually publicly expose somebody, or do you mean in real time, like people do in like trolling somebody in chat? Like, in what way are you using it?
It wasn't my. Are you talking to me, A Balance? It wasn't my question.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, it was.
Sorry
No,
about
it's
that.
okay. It wasn't my question about. I know somebody had brought it up. I don't know who did. Odin or somebody in the chat about why does the whole community embrace such and such and such and such. I can't even stand to say that those words because I'm not about in any of that at all. You know,
Well, you
I'm
still have to
getting.
deal with it. You can't turn your cheek and you can't
Why do I
ignore
have
it
to
being in
deal?
the community.
Well, what do?
Well, because
How how do
you
I deal
represent
with
the
it?
community. Oh, like
Yeah,
I don't know.
and I'm
sure I
going to
don't.
deal with it by saying I do not support people like that in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I don't watch their videos. I don't talk to them. I'm not involved in their chat. I don't give money. Nothing. Nada.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
even
I
try
think
not to even say their name. You guys, when you keep saying these people's names, I mean, damn, you keep them out there,
Uh,
and
well,
I
they
totally
don't
understand.
deserve.
Okay,
They don't even deserve the recognition.
I got a question for you, Peachy, and it's not meant as attack. Well, it is for the fucking assholes that were with a piece of shit. Why didn't none of those auditors call out him on live and say, "Hey, we don't want your tyranny around here. Get the fuck out of here"?
I can't answer for them, Odin.
Or do you
because
think
they believe so much in that movement that they're willing to overlook they turn their blind eye to reality and possibilities,
But
and
yet
Very,
they
they
support
continue to praise News Now Houston in that way. You
very
know,
but
well
yet
said.
but
And
yet
RB
they.
Texas
Oh,
News
sorry,
is
Kenny.
sorry. RB Texas News is
sorry,
another.
Odin.
He's kind of a newer auditor that he also apparently has a history as a sex offender. So
His
I
name.
think, to be honest, I think what you're saying is completely right. That's how I feel about it. They tend to look over uh, people's past, which I think everybody deserves a second chance. I'm a firm believer in that, and
Carol, yeah, of course, we
I
all are.
totally agree, and I think everyone does. And I agree with Peachy as well on the fact that at the same time they shouldn't keep bringing it up. But I see why people do because new people that come on are not going to know about this, and
Yeah.
they're not going to be able to judge the person. Do they want to support this type of person? What type of morals does this person have? So I think that's why it needs, maybe not doesn't need to keep coming up, but it does, so people will know what they are getting into. You know what I mean?
Eventually,
I want to interject here for just a minute.
eventually, people will figure it out. We give them
wait.
more credit than you're not. I don't. People are intelligent people, and we need to give them more credit to figure things out.
Okay,
And they're not going to watch your show to all these new people. I see what you're saying, Kenny. And you know what, Theresa R, I apologize. I'm gonna mute and let you, because I did interrupt you, Theresa R. I apologize.
I wanted to say that as far as continuing the conversation, I don't know that it's necessarily people that continue to cast stones or if it's people that continue to discredit his narrative that he continues to come out with again and again through videos over the months and months that since he's been arrested and indicted and continues to be prosecuted for molesting his children.
Okay. I agree with you on that one. Okay, so this is a pretty charged subject. Let's move on to something else. Somebody in the cast in the stream asked, "What did you guys think of the video I did on the poster 7?" Mei Chong wanted to ask the panel that if you guys saw it or not. I
I
don't know
would
if
have to watch it.
Oh, okay. Did anyone else watch it at all?
You got the link for it?
It's in my. I don't have the link on hand, but it's in my video section.
Poster 7 doesn't give you the rights you think it gives you.
No, not at all. That was my point in posting it. It's that's totally wrong in their assumptions of what Poster 7 gives them. And but anyway, someone just wanted to know that. And if you guys haven't watched it, then you guys can't really answer, so we can move on from there.
The DHS memo is just that, a DHS memo for the FPS.
Yes. Okay, let's see. Do we have any other questions? What does this say? Let WW.
Uh, Kenny, can I say just something real quick?
Sure.
You know, when I started this, my thinking was to get my CCW and to go out and cop watch and open carry and really, with the Second Amendment, and practicing, exercising my Second Amendment right. And it wasn't just go out and audit just government buildings and post offices and things like that. My whole point really to get started was to cop watch while exercising my Second Amendment right. And after everything I've been through, that really put a halt on what my plans were. And that's why I don't really produce that many videos, because I'm just not at the place where I need to be to do that without going to jail for the cops not knowing the law or me getting shot.
Or you
But
not knowing
ultimately,
the law?
or me not knowing the law. Absolutely. I'm just I'm dumb when it comes, there's so many laws. It's just ridiculous. And of course, my family was just damn enraged about thinking what I was going to do. And of course, I'm a grown woman, and I would still like to do that eventually, but I can't right now. I don't want to go to jail, and I don't want to be shot. So that, just to clarify what my whole purpose in this community starting out, that was my whole purpose, really, to exercise my Second Amendment right and also cop watch at the same time. Thank you, Kenny.
Okay,
Yeah.
Peachy,
Now,
I got a question for you. There's millions and millions of people that take pictures every freaking day. They never get arrested. But yet, an auditor gets arrested just about every day. Why is that?
I don't think they're getting arrested every day. There's a lot of people that film.
Oh, just
There's
about.
yeah, I don't think
that's
they're getting arrested that much.
no.
They are getting arrested, but a lot of ones that are getting arrested are pushing the envelope. I think the ones that are actually trying to do it without a whole lot of interaction don't get arrested more often than they get arrested. It's the ones that are pushing the envelope, trying for the views, trying for the subscriptions, that sort of thing. But I think for the most part, like she was saying, there are people that are filming the police every day. It's the auditors that are doing it for views and for the purposes of YouTube, because they're looking for it. Maybe not all of them, but some of them are looking for it, and that's the atmosphere that they create why they get arrested.
Well, the cops don't give a damn, and they don't care if they're going to arrest them for something lawful or unlawful. It doesn't affect the cop usually. So if they get agitated and they tell somebody to do something, they don't do it the first time or second time or third time, they're going to arrest them. Or they may not tell them the first time. They may just arrest them. I mean, who fucking knows with cops? I mean,
Do you
you can
think?
go from
Do
0
you
to
think
1,000 in
Peachy,
2 seconds. Theresa.
Peachy? Do you think that the arrests yesterday were lawful?
I can't answer that because I don't know the laws of Texas. So
Absolutely,
Okay,
they were
then
lawful.
you just kind of blanketed everything. They're gonna find something to arrest you for, whether it's
yeah.
lawful or unlawful. And so I'm just,
Yeah,
curious what you mean by that.
I think that they were watching them for quite a while, maybe on their security cameras. I think they could have handled it in a different way, but I think it's
Peachy,
Yeah.
Peachy, would you be surprised to know that we were threatened with arrest at Leon Valley if we chalked? Threatened with arrest of the statute that these people were arrested for?
what I would not be surprised.
Yeah, in California here, it's illegal to chalk on the sidewalk as well.
It wasn't a secret before anybody went over there that chalking is not legal in Texas.
Well, I can't speak for other people, Theresa, and I don't know the laws in Texas. I try to think if I were there supporting auto and all that, what I had been chalking the sidewalk, and do not think I would have been doing that. But I had opportunity to go to Texas, and didn't.
Well, I would say with 50 people there that there was going to be some talk that they already knew the law there, yet they still brought the chalk and they were going to use that as their point of engagement with the police. It's kind of more of a controlled situation. Donations go up when they complete the process. Someone's going to jail with these auditors, and it was just a matter of who. And of course,
Theresa,
douchebag or guys like Monkey 83 are willing to throw themselves at this movement, and they love the camera.
Agreed.
And what's really sad about it is that they drag, these unsuspecting people down with them.
Yeah, their loved ones that they brought with them.
well, I try not to be a sheeple in the community. I try to have my voice or reason, and stay with my integrity and what I know is right.
Right. Okay, so all right. So how about let's see. Let's change the subject a little bit. I just had it. It had to do with the shopping. I think. Shit. Fuck! I lost it. Damn it. Oh, man.
I got a question for you, Kenny. I got a question for you.
Sure. Go for it.
So yesterday, Carolina in Fort Worth went to air, and she wanted everybody to know that Josh Russell was back and he was going to be auditing again, and that she herself was going to be auditing with Josh. Now, the point that I'm trying to make here is that about 3 minutes into her video, she was talking about how what you've done in your past doesn't matter. You don't have to be... it's not just everybody deserves a second chance. That's a realistic message. But what Carolina likes to push is that who cares what your little dirty little secrets are? Who gives a shit? As long as you have a camera and you're doing activism on YouTube, that she will support you blindly. Like, that doesn't sound like a very good influence to me, to be around somebody who's trying to recover from drug addiction. Especially Carolina and Fort Worth. That's a bit concerning. And I think that you're probably going to see a bit of a dramatic story play out here in front of us on YouTube.
Wow, that's a very good point, because I'm gonna have to go back and watch that, because that goes to a lot of my points on for Abrams, for example. A lot, everyone was pointing out, Josh has done this, Josh did this. Everyone's like, no, it doesn't matter about his past. It doesn't matter. What he's doing now overrides that. It's like, what? That makes absolutely no sense. And then and to me at least, it empowers those individuals to, like, whatever I do, they're going to forgive me. So you know what? It doesn't matter if I do something wrong, because I'm going to point blank. It doesn't matter. And maybe that has something to do with Josh and his head getting so big, and he ended up doing the things that he did, stupidly, which I'm sure he admits now. Even he can admit now that he got a little too carried away. But back to your original point, that would be interesting to see play out, because I had no idea. I mean, I knew Carolina was just from watching her videos. Wow, I know about that. That's
well, my point with that was her use of the term, about people's past. And I think that her view is shared with many other auditors in the community, and that's a problem. There's always exceptions, and we should always welcome people back and give them a second chance. But, to blindly just not give a shit if the guy's on the sex offender registry, or he's a pedophile, or, it's playing out in front of you on YouTube.
This is my question, and I think about that big group being there around the courthouse, and I think, did anyone ever say to anyone chalking, be careful, you might get arrested? is anybody looking after anyone? Is anybody going to have a voice of reason to speak up to say, hey, is this such a good idea? Be careful, you might be arrested. And that's the teacher comes out in me, maybe the mother hen. I don't have kids, but maybe the mother hen, the teacher part comes out in me and says, hey, even though I am a thrill seeker, I'm a kind of adrenaline junkie, but at the same time, I'm smarter than the average bear. And I just wonder, did anyone speak out to those that were writing those words to say, hey, you might be arrested for that. Other people
Well,
have
let's
been
use your common
arrested for
sense.
that.
It's a protest, right?
Yeah.
It's a protest, Peachy.
Well, yeah,
You would think that it was all scripted. They have what do they call what is the script that they all go to? They share it. They say, okay, everybody go to your protesters or activist script. I can't remember what it is, but they shared it before they went in there. And little tactics like that, it's just a matter of when the police know that there's going to be a protest there. It's just a matter of when they're going to go in. There could be 200 people riding on the sidewalk. They just might come in and take 5 of them. They don't have to take all 200. But yet, everybody will throw it in their face that why didn't they take all 200? Well, because they broke the protest up and things returned to normal.
Well, my question, I'm sorry, Bounce.
No, let's go ahead, please.
My question, and I was in a lot of people's live chat throughout that when I got in just at the moment when they were being arrested. Actually, I got pretty lucky. I didn't see, I was there early morning. Nobody was there. I came back right when they were arrested. I've been off and on live chats. But I asked this question, if a lot of people brought posters and things in protest, I didn't see any posters. Why weren't people protesting with posters versus writing in chalk?
Oh, they probably were.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't see anyone with any signs or posters up.
Oh, they had a lot of posters when they were along the. If you watch Extra Good Citizens, he actually has a video called "Him and His Poster." I think it was after the arrest. I think the place where Otto was arrested, and they all had posters. Someone actually had a free hugs poster. There's all kinds of different.
I understand that, but I'm not talking about at that time. I'm talking about before anyone got arrested. I'm talking about before the chalk even came out. I don't, I don't know. I just feel like the posters could have made a bigger difference holding up posters and signs versus chalking.
I agree. I think they're looking. Personally, I think they knew they knew the score. They knew what was going to happen. They knew what was going to agitate them more. They were looking for the drama. The posters were going to cause the drama in the viewers that they craved. So that's why they went with the chalk as opposed to the posters. Because the posters, if it would just sit there with posters, who would have sat there and watched them do that? The chalk, they're writing "fuck the police," all these negative sentiments, and they know it's going to upset the police, and the police are going to end up doing something eventually. That's my thought.
They had the same words on the posters. I mean,
they said Otto's lawyer
up?
quit the night before, Peachy. They said Otto's lawyer quit the night before on the 4th. Is that correct?
That's what I heard, not from Otto, so it's hearsay, but that's what I heard. Let me ask the panel a question. Do you guys know why Otto was in court yesterday?
I do not.
Yeah, well, one was his bow down. Remember the other day or a couple weeks ago when he did that stupid bowing down in the parking lot of the fast food joint? He got written up for that, so he had to. I believe there's 4 cases, maybe less. And the other one was they're all preliminary hearings, and they got held over. But there was one as well for his children, I believe, and that had to that stemmed back from the situation where he's camping out on that side road.
It's my understanding that he had a disturbing the peace, I believe, was the charge that he faced yesterday, and I think they may have dismissed that.
So this is what kind of irritates me as being a supporter and just watching. that I'm not getting details, concrete details, and maybe I'm not in the right time at the right place to get details. So anyone listening to me, I could be way off base, but from what I understand, it stemmed from his arrest on that corner for saying shit is fucked up and stuff.
Not the disturbing the peace charge that he was facing yesterday. That had something to do. I think A Balance mentioned something about the restaurant and parking lot was the disturbing the peace charge.
Oh, yeah,
And
that
they
was
I
at
think they
that fast
dismissed
food
it.
restaurant. They said that. Yeah. Yeah, they laughed at it in the parking lot as well. You know,
Yeah.
it was just a.
It wasn't. It
It
didn't
was a
have
thing
anything
because he
to do
did it
with
in the restaurant.
the design.
Yeah, me personally, I'm new to Otto. I've never really watched any of his videos until recently when I heard about the arrest. So personally, I don't know a whole lot about this whole situation. I think I saw the part of the court hearing. He got something like most of it was probation, but he got like, was it a couple days or a couple months in prison? Was it?
Otto has a tempered pass. We'll put it that way.
Jason corrected me because I do remember it was a trespass and it was dismissed. And that was yesterday, right, Jason? That was what he had court for yesterday at 1:00 or something.
Okay. All right. So are there any questions anybody would like to ask the panel before we close up shop here? I just want to, while we're waiting for questions, I just want to thank each and every single one of you for today. It's been an honor. A Balance, I'm a big fan of yours, so thank you. Peachy Writer,
Oh, thanks, Kenny.
very insightful. I definitely thank you for joining me. Odinn, I think, are you the Odinn that was behind the Odinn server? Just, I'm out of curiosity. This is my curiosity.
Yes, he is.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, you had a great server, and I don't know what happened to it, but I definitely miss seeing it around. I hope you bring it back because it was pretty good. Theresa R., did you have any closing remarks? You haven't really been able to talk too much. Do you have any closing remarks
Hey,
before?
Teresa, can I jump in? It'll be back, but right now I'm taking some time off because there's a little cat fight in the background.
Okay. Well, look forward to it coming back, and I hope you shoot me a link, or I'm sure somebody will once it comes back up. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Theresa R.
Kenny, I have no other comments other than to say thank you for having me on the panel.
Okay, great. All right, here's one. Are the anti-auditors, I don't think we're anti-auditors. I think we're more realists. Are the anti-auditors against public photography? Me personally, not at all. I think you could be able to go out and do what you want as far as public photography goes.
Mid-Coast Auditor. Who's anti-auditor?
Yeah, because I'm definitely not an anti-auditor.
None of us are anti-auditor by any means. Like, I'm a big photographer, and I'm an advocate for public photography. It's not a new issue by any means. It's been going on for quite some time. It's just a little different. It's a different flavor in 2019. And of course, I'm for public photography.
I support people. Oops, sorry.
No, go ahead, Odin.
I support people to use their First Amendment as a whole. I don't support the retarded auditors by not knowing the law, not understanding the law, and playing children games behind the camera.
Great. Theresa?
I take a ton of I take a lot of pictures out in public, and I've been doing that for a long time, which is really what piqued my curiosity. A lot of this, so I'm all for it.
Kenny, I was going to address the chat real quick.
Go for it.
If you don't mind.
Go for it.
Somebody had mentioned Eric in the pig suit. Eric wasn't there in Texas, just to clarify that. So I believe that was news now, maybe later, if I'm not mistaken. But Eric was not there. Just want to clarify that.
Okay, I have one final question. I just remembered the question I was going to ask. All right, one final panel. What do you guys think the auditing community needs to do to take the next step? We all know the same thing has been going on for years now. They're not accomplishing a whole lot. What in each of your guys' minds is the next step that auditors need to take to further the cause along?
Do you mean how do we see it evolving? Like, what is the next level of auditing? Where is it going?
No, not where it's going, where it should go, because I really honestly don't think it is going to change, not unless it gets taken off the YouTube platform. You know what I mean? But where should it go to so we can start seeing actual results as opposed to just the continuance of going to police buildings and public places and just doing what they're
well, eventually you would think that technology is going to take us where if you wanted to, you could probably tune into a police car's camera at any point in time if you wanted to, however it's set up. But the technology is probably there right now, and it is to do that now. You know what I mean? So for the viewer's perspective, if you wanted to see what really went on, isn't the best way to see the story the actual the FOIA footage from the police cam or the cop car or the security cameras? Those are the next. Well, that's where I believe it's going to evolve, because creators are going to be able to present that to an audience a lot better than an auditor is going. There's always going to be something that humans do better than what I'm trying to explain, but I think it's going to go. Chuck Bronson's a good example of how it should go. Well, and Nasty is good too, Odinn.
Yeah.
I just happen to be partial. Of course, that's my bias talking. I really like the driving around part, and that whole factor of there's a police band radio in the background. There's just like a whole calming effect to it, and I like that a lot. So Chuck Bronson can get a lot more exciting. Don't mind. I'm just using him as an example. But I like the mobile part.
I enjoy it, Chuck, too. I wanted to answer Kenny, though. Go ahead, Odinn.
If the auditor, the true activists, auditors, whatever the frick they want to be called, were actually in it for free speech, they take their pen to paper and write it down. Even tweet your governor, congressman. Tweet whoever is in power. Email them. Their email is usually on their public forum. You can sit there, write them an email, talk to them one-on-one, and they want your vote. They're going to talk to you. Go to them. Let them hear your voice.
I agree, Odinn, with you 110%. Peachy?
Okay, what I was going to say is I think that really the next step is having everyone who's been arrested over, my terms here, something silly, to have enough energy, motivation, money to fight back. I mean, there's just too many people who just accept, oh, okay, I got a ticket, I'm arrested, and not fighting in court and not standing up for what they really know in their hearts is right, because it's easier just to pay a fine and go on. So I think the next step is just really trying to get everyone to take action on how things have with I know I was treated unfairly, so I wouldn't be doing anybody any good if I just went to court, pled guilty, and paid my fines without fighting or doing something, a lawsuit or something like that. And I there's plenty there for me to do, too much there for me to do. So I think that's the next step, is just having everyone the courage and not be so fearful of standing up for themselves and not bound down in fear and just paying the fines and then going away in fear.
I totally agree with you on that one as well. You guys are making some great points. All right, so Theresa, how about you?
Well, quite honestly, I don't see this, I guess, community movement of activism is going with the auditing as going too much, too much longer without, really breaking down and people starting to get really hemmed up. In fact, that's what we're already seeing. And so I think until maybe these auditors can find themselves in more natural, normal situations and act like more normal people and get the rest of the world on their side for what they're doing, I don't know that they're going to find any support. And I think that their support is going to continue to fall.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Yeah, they need to do something because just sitting there shooting their cameras is not getting anything changed. When they're having arguments with the guard that just wants to check their because they're in a federal building and these new real ID laws have taken into effect, they have to telling them this isn't right isn't going to do anything. If they, in my opinion, if they really cared and they wanted to change something, they would have stood up when Donald Trump when he signed back into law some of the Patriot Act because they were due up December 15th. He signed a bunch of them back into law. I didn't see one auditor on one channel saying anything about that, but yet they're going and bitching to these police officers, street level police officers. You're not doing anything for my rights. The president isn't doing anything for your rights. You're not bitching into him, but you're guy right here. Why? To me, that just it's mind boggling.
Because it's easier, I guess. I see that there's a slow change in some cities with the police force. I see a little bit of change, and I some people may think I straddle the fence with what I say, but I'm not a sheeple with the government. I'm not a sheeple within the community, and so I'm smart enough to see what's going on. I'm smart enough to intuitive enough to see the what kind of people are in this community. Some of these bad people. I'm smart enough to see these people even before the documentation came out. But I'm definitely not a sheeple within the community. But I have seen some change through this community.
It is disheartening to see these tyrant alerts and these calls for money constantly from these auditors and not see alerts to the kind of things that you're talking about in the ways, like the re-signing of these Patriot Act things and stuff like that. Nobody ever hears about that. And they have these huge platforms, the very people that need to know, but they're more concerned about what, PayPal them and how many views they got.
Exactly. Totally.
Well,
I'm about as much of a cop as you guys are activists. Not you guys in the panel, but the First Amendment auditors. Yeah. Just to answer those questions in chat, Rob P and Jet888 are mentioning me being a cop. So, I mean, digest that one for a little bit, guys.
It wouldn't matter.
Sorry, Theresa, to stomp on you.
I'm not against people putting out their PayPal, especially for the videos that they produce. At the same time, I don't think full time. How can anyone live full time? Excuse me, without a job doing this? I don't see it. I don't get it. I say, if you're not making it doing this activism full time, then get a fucking job and support your damn kids or your family or yourself or whatnot. But that's just me. I think, well, I'm being judgmental with that. But throw out your PayPal if you want to. But at the same time, if you're living a hard life and you're not making it and you're just doing this activism full time and trying to get by and having a hard time with it, if it's not working for you, then do something different. That's my philosophy. Get a job.
Totally agree with you. It does seem like the more I look now, of course, I look off of the analytical sites, and they're not specifically always correct, but they give you a good balance of what they're earning, and a lot of them. I think one of the biggest earners was Auditing America that I've seen. I looked at Kern County Transparency. He's not making shit for YouTube. Breaking the Flaw, when he has channel, he wasn't making shit. Josh wasn't making shit. The only one that's really making money that I've seen, maybe you guys can correct me, but Auditing America is really that's making any kind of real money. Everyone else need a job, or they're living off of PayPal donations. Those are the only two, or they're living off of parents or some sort of government assistance.
If your actions keep getting you in trouble, I say, how's that working out for you?
Yeah.
You know, are you going to continue doing the same thing over and over and getting the same results? How's that working out for you? If it's got to be, to me, it's just, yeah, I mean, everybody knows that's insanity. But I mean, come on now, people. And that goes for anyone. I mean, if it's not working out for you, then something needs to change.
True.
I love Dr. Phil. You know, if there's not a problem, why are you on my show? How's that working for you?
Right. Okay, guys.
And
Well,
if it's not, then change it.
exactly.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Thank
Well,
you, thank you, Kenny.
yeah, this was a lot of fun, and I hope we can do it another time. You guys, whenever I'm on, you guys are all more than welcome to show up. And anyone else, May Chong, you're invited because you got some funny opinions. I'd love to see you on sometime. Theresa R, thank you very much for showing up. Great insights. Peachy Rider, same to you. And everyone watching, thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch. Hope you enjoyed. And if you guys want to go ahead, if you guys have a channel, if you guys want to shout out that channel so people can subscribe to you if they haven't already, or some sort of social media or something.
I just say peace out, love hugs and prayers to everyone. And Theresa R, I love your voice, by the way.
What is the name of your channel?
It's Peachy Rider.
Okay, I was thinking there was a number at the end, but it's just Peachy Rider.
It's just Peachy
right.
Rider. Yeah, I'm gonna probably do another channel.
Well, make sure you keep us all abreast to what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you, Kenny. With different content, but yeah, it's just Peachy Rider. Thank you, Theresa.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Peace.
Peace out.
Yeah.